Hello, Tom Kosnick, founding partner of the Visus Group, here with Jacques Panis with Mary's Brands. Jacques, welcome to 3 Minutes of Wisdom, and tell us about Mary's Brands.
Thanks for having me, Tom, and nice to see you again. It's been a while since we were together there in Chicago, and I appreciate you bringing me onto the show. Mary's Brands is a industry leader in high quality and effective cannabis-derived products. We are a multi-state operator, operating in states like California, Colorado, Michigan, where cannabis has been legalized at different levels over the past several years. And we're focused in science. We're rooted in science. Our brand is heavily focused, again, on what the plant can provide to the human, and that experience of whether it's a compound or muscle freeze or a gel or a transdermal patch. Our products are made, crafted to provide the end user with a experience that is healing. So, and we do that through extracting the oils from the cannabis plant.
Fascinating. Jacques, when we were together in Chicago at that Career Builder event, you just gave such an inspiring presentation. I just loved your energy, your commitment to people and leading and whatnot. And a lot of my clients, they struggle with developing, motivating teams and leading and whatnot. Tell us about, what's the secret sauce for what works for you in terms of leadership and motivating teams?
That's a good question, Tom. And I would be a fool to say that I had the secret sauce or the secret period. But what I would say, in my experience, it's really been around communication. And, I've talked in the past about approachability and being, I don't know if approachability is a word, but being approachable as an executive, and how you communicate, I think, with teams and individuals in general within an organization is absolutely vital to the mental state, if you will, of the organization, and how the organization operates, how the organization responds to change, how the organization responds to plans, strategy, and eventual execution, right? Because at the end of the day, it really does boil down to execution. And so as a leader, I have always worked to motivate teams by being as transparent as we possibly can at the top of the org, to ensure that people understand the direction in which we're headed, to ensure that they understand what their job is, what their role is, how they fit into the organization, and where they bring value, and make sure that they understand the value that they're bringing to the organization as well. So it's not a one thing, it's a many things. And I believe that it all starts with communication at the top of the organization down into the workflows that exist in any organization, quite frankly.
Well, you mentioned communication and transparency, words that get thrown around a lot in businesses and whatnot, yet execution, for people that are running a small business or mid-sized business, any practices that can help improve communication within an organization that's worked on your end?
Sure. I mean, look, I think practices include everything from town hall meetings on a weekly or biweekly basis. And I don't know if you want to call them town hall meetings, but just gatherings of teammates and team members, to one-on-ones, right? We all have these review process or performance review processes in place. And the effectiveness of those, I think, is questionable, especially if we're not being consistent with them. And so often you find inconsistencies around those types of processes. And I think that it's incredibly important that you go from, the entire organization coming together and talking and sharing and expressing, down to the one-on-one type meetings where you're talking and sharing and expressing, and then everything in between, right? So group lunches in the lunchroom, right? Where, again, it's not about the executives sitting at one table or in one room or in their office behind a closed door. It's about everyone being together, and just that understanding that at the end of the day, we're all human. and we all look for that connectivity. And we as leaders have the opportunity to create that connectivity and bring that connectivity to an organization. But so often we fail to do it because we sit behind the closed door and, maybe look at too many spreadsheets or look at too many reports or just fail to really be aspirational leaders who are driving the team through communication and planning and strategy. And, again, that level of transparency that I think is so very important and vital to any group.
I could talk with you for an hour about this. It's such a great topic, Jacques, and it's such an honor to have you with me here. What one piece of wisdom would you like to leave with our listeners today?
Yeah, I mean, look, Tom, a piece of wisdom. I don't know if this is a piece of wisdom, but here in my home office, I have my white wall there that I have a bunch of stuff written on. And one of the sentences or phrases, whatever you want to call it, that I have written there is, great gains don't come without taking great chances. So I would leave folks with that.
Jacques Panis, Mary's Brands. Jacques, thank you so much for being with us.
My pleasure. Have a great afternoon.
Thank you.